M-Mobile phone service charges $64.95 per month for unlimited service. So we're going to find a formula for the total charge T for M months of service. And then in part B, we're going to substitute in a value for T. We're going to solve for M, and we're going to think about what our result means. So let's start off by finding a formula. So we want to find an equation. Remember that a formula is an equation, so we could go ahead and put the equal sign here for the total charge T. So we want to know what the total charge is going to be. So the T can go here. What's the total charge? How would we figure that out? Well, we want the total charge for M months of service. We know up here that it's $64.95 for every month that goes by. So if I had 1 month, it would just be $64.95. But if I had, let's say, 10 months, how would I figure out how much it would cost? Well, I would take 10 months. I'd take that 10 times the 64.95. We don't know how many months we're going to use. We're just calling it M. So we're going to do 64.95 times the number of months, and that will tell us the total charge. And that's the formula that tells us the total charge for M months of service. Now that I have my formula, I can come down here to do part B. So in part B, they're telling us to substitute 454.65 for T. We're going to put that into our formula, and then we're going to solve for M. So let's go ahead and do that and see what that looks like. So we're going to use this formula that we had up here. So let's just copy it down so we have easy access to it. We said that T equals 64.95 M. Now we're going to substitute in 454.65 for the T. 454.65. We're putting that in for the T. And then we can go ahead and copy down the rest of the equation here. 64.95 M. And now we want to solve this for M. Well, to get M by itself, we're going to need to divide both sides by 64.95. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to divide this side by 64.95, and we're going to do the same on the other side. And this is a problem that would be very appropriate to use your calculator for. Doing this long division by hand would really be obnoxious. So we can just go ahead and use a calculator for this. Let me scroll down a bit so I've got more room. Over on this side, the m's are going to cancel out, and I'm going to be left with m by itself on the right side. And on the left side, when I do that division, I end up with 7. Now that's not enough, because notice we've done the solve for m, but there's still one more thing they're asking us for. What does your result mean in this situation? So here we've solved for m. If we go back up to the original problem, the original part up here, remember that m represented the months of service. So 7 must be the months of service for this value for t. And what was t? T was the total charge. So this is where we want to be able to write a sentence about what this means. We don't want to just sort of put a word or two. We want to write a whole sentence that describes what this means. So let's go ahead and do that. What does this mean? What does your result mean? So my result means that if I have M Mobile for 7 months, the total charge, total charge will be, and remember what we saw the total charge was? 454.65. And we want to be sure that we put the dollar sign there because now we're talking about charges and that's something in dollars. And so that finishes up all the parts to that problem, and we've clearly answered the question that was being asked.